If you are looking to buy cheap and safe and reliable coin, go over to U7Buy and use code CV3 on U7Buy for 8% off. Link is in the description or link is in the comments to get cheap and safe coins so you can get the cards you want in the game to have fun. CV3. We had a very big issue. The centre mid position was vacant and we needed somebody to fill it. And so it has now been filled by Frank Lampard. And today we're going to be breaking down this card into 6 categories to help you decide whether or not you should buy this card and if this card is good or not by figuring out if this card is wondrous, mid, or doo-doo. But why should you listen to me? Well, I consistently get into the rank 2 and rank 3 range in FUT Champions. I'm also a top elite division player, so I believe I can use my ability to help guide you to use the best cards to help get you more wins in FC25. And so the categories we will be breaking this card down in is in one of the most important things for a centre midfielder, which is the passing ability, obviously, and the dribbling ability. Can he do a little bit of that twist and turn? Well, and I'll make sure I get to those important information, and I'll also tell you the best ways to use it, so if you do decide to buy this card, you know what to do with it. But before we get into that, let's just talk about the pace first. Now looky here. Frank Lampard's pace, I'll put it this way. Have you ever seen a lion chase its prey? Oh my goodness, they do not give up. They make sure they get onto that whatever animal they're chasing because they need their dinner. And those are the only type of card with that tremendous speed like Opape or them really pacey people that will easily catch up to Lampard. But for the most part, he actually is able to hold his own with the speed to create space to either make a beautiful pass and in some moments be able to get in behind to give you goal scoring opportunities. So his pace is not lackluster at all. So don't be afraid to run with him. Now, although he's able to be fast with the ball and sometimes without the ball to make the runs, is he fast when you're trying to get into certain areas to intercept the pilota or play some defense? Well, looky here. With Frank Lampard, I noticed that when you're trying to jockey with him, it does feel like you're trying to go to the left, but somebody is also trying to pull your finger to the right. I ain't gonna lie. It feels like that sometimes. His jockeying ability is not crazy because he doesn't have jockey, regular, or jockey plug. And I noticed that in game, more of the players that are really good at jockeying have the play styles and you could feel it. For him, it wasn't the best. So if you want a card that's really good at intercepting the ball in the midfield, he may not be that guy for you. But if you wanted to be able to actually tackle the ball and win you possession, I found that he was not bad at that at all. He was able to actually get some clean tackles off. Now, don't forget, this is Ping Pong FC. It is. So you can tackle the ball and it may fly over as a through ball into Vinicius Jr. randomly. And that will make me punch in my desk like a mudman if that happened. But it is what it is. For the most part, his tackling ability is still pretty good. But there will be moments where you're not fully going to win the ball and you have to body the player and add some physicality and body them off the ball. Huh? Well, with Frank Lampard, I found that his body frame isn't too skinny and he kind of has a little bit of a stocky build. I didn't find moments where he was a complete puss in boot. He has some decent strength to hold off some of the players to either give you a good pass to get away from the player. And in terms of bodying players off the ball, if there's a smaller player that's either like 5'9" and below and they're not super strong, he has the ability to use a bruiser type of ability and body them to get the ball. But he ain't no Van Dijk, you feel me? Or Antonio Runiga. He's not that strong to really just body them off the ball like crazy consistently and get the ball back. You're gonna have to win the ball from tackles, not physicality. And in terms of jumping ability, aerial threat, I ain't gonna lie to you, his jumping is 86, but trust me, it doesn't feel like it. For the most part, he's gonna lose to other players that can jump. But now we gotta talk about when you win the ball and you're moving forward on the counter, and then for some reason Lampard is open to take the shot. Can he really put that ball into the back of the net? Can he also hit him with a finesse like Messi? Well, looky here. He does not have the finesse play style, so I do suggest you avoid using that. Even though they did buff finesses for any type of player, it's still not the best, especially if most of your shots may go outside of the box with a midfielder. Don't do that. But hit them Trivelas like I'm watching a telenovela because that itch will absolutely fly into the back of the net because he has Trivela, regular. And Trivelas are just so broken in this game. You can have a 50 shooting player and they can still score a Trivela. But the main thing you have to realize is that this guy's got the power shot. And let me tell you something. Come closer. Listen to me loud and clearly. Otherworldly. It's absolutely a beautiful thing to have, especially for the centre mid, because if you have them track back defenders that like to sit back and not really press, if you hit them with the power shot with Frank Lampard, the chances of that being a zinger into the back of the net is a very high chance. If you learn how to do them power shots, it's a very big threat to your opponent, and that will make them press forward to create other opportunities for your attacker. So use that for sure, And if you just green time shot, if you end up getting in the box with him, he is very clinical. This is a great score for a midfielder for sure. If you like to attack with your midfielders, Frank Lampard can be the guy for you. But there may be moments where you won't be able to get a shot off and you have to twist and turn and move away to get another passing option or create more space to get a goal. Can he dribble like that? Now, he is a 6-foot player. He's literally in between the lines of a biggity and not a biggity. But his balance and agile isn't crazy. So I do find sometimes to where it's a door that keeps squeaking and it needs some WD-40 or oil, because I found sometimes it's smooth and it grooves with the dribbling, and then it can be a little bit shaky randomly when you want to turn because his balance and agile isn't crazy. So I do suggest you put a chemistry style that upgrades his balance and agile so his dribbling can be smooth sailing. But overall, his dribbling isn't horrendous. It can still do the job. But now that passing ability. Now, FC25 have made through balls the most broken thing in this game. The way the ball just auto adjusts and assists with the through ball. And he has incisive pass plus. Oh, yes! Do them through balls with this guy. He will honestly just help you randomly get these through balls into your pacey attackers. He's crazy with it, which is what I really like with this card. On top of that, he has Tiki-Taka Barcelona. So now he can pass it first time without making errors, which is very nice. If you like your midfielders to really help you so much with the passing, because you think passing is kind of mid in this game in certain moments, he is a top tier passer because of the play styles that help him. That was the things I really enjoyed with this card. Ping pass, incisive pass, and Tiki-Taka Barcelona. But that leads me to deciding, Frank Lampard, is he wondrous, mid, or doo-doo? Now look at here. From what I said, you might think, oh, this and that. Well, I have to be honest. This card, in certain moments, really did disturb me because I didn't like certain things he did. But then he also shocked me in a good way. I'm gonna have to classify Frank Lampard only this way because of certain things he did in the game. But before I tell you what I classify the card as, if you did enjoy this video, be sure to follow the Twitch. Link in the description or link in the comment to tune into the lit live streams. And if you have more questions about the game. And so now, I classify Frank Lampard as wondrous. This is definitely a top tier midfielder for me. He can do so many things that I like in this game. But wait, this card right here could absolutely be ridiculous for you. Find out if this card is wondrous, mid, or dude. Yeah.